So I never had a mentor growing up. I've always had to be, self-efficient, grassroots, and just kind of put myself out there to gain information. So for somebody who does want to work with a mentor, how do they approach a mentor correctly and make it mutually beneficial, not just one-sided?
Well, in my journey, I've been told two things that have kind of stuck with me. One, ask for money, you get advice. Ask for advice, you get money.
Okay. I like that.
And two, offering yourself as a service.
Hey guys, what's good? And welcome to the COSIGN Life. If you're watching this video, that means you co-sign us and we co-sign you. So here are a couple of ways to support us at COSIGN Magazine. Number one, view the description below, click the link and purchase an issue of COSIGN Magazine. Just like this one right here, physical. You can purchase this. Number two, you can also support us by purchasing COSIGN merch. Hit the link below and it'll take you to all our past merch items, and we'd love to have your support and see you wear COSIGN Magazine.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of COSIGN Conversations, where we interview entrepreneurs and creators about their story, how they got to where they're going, and deep dive into their mental. So without further ado, we have my friend, Jade Tinner. How you doing today?
I'm good, KG. Thank you for
Thank you for coming, because you're never in the city. You're never here.
You called me. I'm happy to be here, though.
Man, so there's so many layers to you. In a lot of my interviews, I like to start off with like a cliche question, just people get to know you.
Mm-hmm. So
if I had to ask you, who is Jade Tinner, who would you say you are?
I am the Vice President of the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce. I am the brand enhancer, and I am the nonprofit coach.
Definitely. So, okay, all those threes, where did you start? How did you get your initial start?
Basketball.
You used to hoop?
Yeah.
Hey, what position?
I played the five.
You played the five? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
UMKC, go Roos.
Okay.
D1, full ride, but that gave me the opportunity to be in a different environment,
Right.
kind of hone in on who I am,
Right.
and find the things that I like. In college, I was always, had a side hustle,
Gotcha.
Selling books, doing eyelashes, something, and that really fueled my entrepreneurship rocket ship, and just took off from there.
You can learn a lot about yourself when you play basketball, hooping as well. So.
Yeah, and you meet a lot of people, and a lot of opportunities for being in the spotlight and things like that. So knowledge that you take off the court into real life.
Definitely. Okay, so you started off hooping and side hustling. So out of all those three, I'm sure it was your nonprofit that came first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about that and why you wanted to create that and the basis behind it.
Well, the One Unified Resource Foundation, or our foundation for short, just like that, how you said I want everyone to take responsibility for the communities in which they serve. So the One Unified Resource Foundation is here to connect, provide, and restore, to connect young men with mentors, to provide opportunities and resources, and to restore the sense of community in those respective cities that we have the program. I was doing a philanthropy project with K104 and Women Called Moses.
Oh, I heard about that.
And one of the Women Called Moses is a domestic violence coalition. And one of the survivors' sons got up and spoke about their abuser shooting him and his mother. Now their story ended on the good note, because he was getting ready to go to college and they were fine and got out of that situation. But at that moment, it sparked the light bulb in my head. Men go through things in their younger ages that, if they aren't dealt with, that's what shapes who they are today. So how can I be of assistance and the connector? I'm here to connect the men to the boys.
That's what's up. I always wanted to ask you, why did you focus on men? Because you would think, I don't want to say a trend, but women empowerment is important right now. Women sticking together, and then you creating a foundation for men. It's actually, it's a positive. It's something different. Yeah. So now I know why, I guess, you initiated that idea, where that came from. So that's awesome. So I have a lot of friends who own businesses, and they want to get involved, maybe as far as, owning their own nonprofit or starting a scholarship, but they have no idea where to start, right? So how does one go about creating a nonprofit and or scholarship? If you know how to do both, kind of give us some tips or highlight on those.
First, I would say write it down.
Okay.
Your passion is what fuels you to excel in your nonprofit or giving back or whatever lane it is. So make sure you're writing it down and being intentional and finding people, mentors in that space. That has been the main thing that has fueled me to keep going. My mentors are always giving me tips, plugging me in. You want to find somebody to co-sign you.
Right. Shameless plug.
Right. To mention your name when you're not in the room. And then taking those steps to make your business legal, filing your nonprofit status or LLC status, getting your EIN. Okay. All of these things are free. Gotcha. And if you don't know how to do it yourself, there are plenty of people out here to do it. It's a quick Google search or let me.
Because you do it for them, right?
Yes.
So I never had a mentor growing up. I've always had to be, self-efficient, grassroots, and just kind of put myself out there to gain information. So for somebody who does want to work with a mentor, how do they approach a mentor correctly and make it mutually beneficial, not just one-sided?
Well, in my journey, I've been told two things that have kind of stuck with me. One, ask for money, you get advice. Ask for advice, you get money. Okay. I like that. And two, offering yourself as a service to that person that you are looking for mentorship. But I don't think there's any cookie cutter way to approach it. A lot of times it's just, hey, let's meet for coffee. I want to talk to you and get to know you. And you can tell from those the conversations that they have with you if they're willing to pour into you. And mentorship does not have to be a consistent thing. Right. You have to meet every month at the same time. It could literally be, hey, I'm working on a project. I know you've done some things like this in the past. Can I bounce some ideas off of you? And there you go. Bouncing
ideas, shadowing. I think earlier offline you were alluding to maybe like writing a piece on them or something. Yes. So all that kind of works into it.
Yeah, and you have a platform that you can offer as leverage, and there are so many business owners, entrepreneurs, public officials that are ready to pour into millennial talent, right. As we are now the majority or soon to be the majority of the workforce. So the opportunities are endless.
Never thought about that. I'm about to do that. Y'all see me walking around here with about 18 mentors.
Right.
I got the advice here first from Jade.
Yeah, and you should always, not necessarily having just one mentor in your industry, but having several. Someone that feeds your soul spiritually, someone that just encourages you, someone that holds you accountable. For sure. So in different industries.
Right. Somebody was also telling me, like, as a man, you should have like a mentor as like a man role model when it comes to like family relationships too, because that gets so diluted, when you're just working. And of course, what you see every day, you don't see as many families out there. You see everybody for self. So I think that is important, especially for men who may have not been raised by their father, so they don't know what a good home looks like. Right. So. And that's why it's also great what you're doing with your foundation too.
Yes, so. And that plays into the Mens Brunch platform that we created to recruit mentors. Pampering men for a day, encouraging you all, empowering you all, letting you know that we need you and that y'all are leaders. It's a safe space for you all to, mentorship doesn't have to be an older person, a younger person. It can be peer-to-peer mentoring. Gotcha. But offering a platform for you all to, speak openly about not having a positive male role model in your life or having one and how that affected your life. Everything from relationships to finances to how you dress. Again, possibilities endless, all there.
So let me ask you this: what do like your female counterparts say about you focusing on men? Is it more like they pour into it? Are they like?
What don't they say?
I'm like, girl, don't worry about them. What do you hear from them?
Actually, all of my friends and associates are super on board. Okay. So the unique thing about the Men's Brunch is my whole production team is women. From my chef, my DJ, my host, all of my volunteers. When putting this together, I was very intentional about having women serve men. And, you know, some older ladies that I spoke to were like, serving men? I'm like, us serving or being submissive is not a sign of weakness.
Right.
It's actually a sign of strength, because we know who really runs the show.
Women.
But we have to give that same type of encouragement and empowerment to our men, so that they can confidently go out there and lead. So, of course, I'm sure they're out there scouting, you know, looking for the eligible bachelors too. But
like we do.
But it's been wonderful. The support has been great from male and females.
That's awesome. And that kind of brings me to my second point. So you're let me get my wording correct. The first female vice president of the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce, or you're just the first? What is it? I feel like I'm messing it up.
So I am the youngest.
The youngest, that's what it was.
As well as our president is the youngest president in chamber history. There have been several women who have sat in an executive role seat. Say several, but not many have been recognized throughout, you know, chamber history. So I'm happy to be in a position to, of course, you know, use my talent as a brand enhancer and bring more awareness to the chamber and what we do and how we support Black businesses in the North Texas region.
I'm not gonna lie, I want you to use this time to actually kind of tell us what you do. Because I feel like a lot of, not what you do, but the chamber, because I feel like a lot of younger entrepreneurs, they look at it as an older platform, as an older model. So that's why I love what you're doing, making it not millennial focused, but actually working with millennials to kind of give it like a younger feel. So for those who are watching who have heard of it, but aren't really quite familiar with, you know, why they should be involved or how to get involved, kind of give us some information on that.
Okay, this is my bread and butter.
There you go. What's that pitch looking like?
The Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce is the first and oldest operating Black chamber in the nation. We were founded in 1926 with the mission to advocate for the creation, growth, and to promote the general welfare of Black businesses in North Texas. Yeah, I got that down.
You got that down.
So essentially, that's what we do. We are the voice of Black business in the North Texas region. So when there are issues like banks redlining Black businesses and not offering them funding, we are the organization that steps up and goes to the city or goes to Capitol Hill on behalf of our Black businesses. Several committees, our Economic Development Committee, working on projects, of course, to build up the southern region where the majority of us happen to populate. Our, you know, community service committees, we're out here doing work, like physical work, putting our hands in the soil and making things grow. We now have our Emergent Professionals group, which is our YP group for the chamber. And these men and women are so active and so ready. And I'm excited. I don't think that I am changing the feel. I think I'm giving access. We're providing access to people who didn't know that these resources are there. Funding opportunities, those questions you asked of how to legalize your business, or that's what we're here for. We literally, from the idea in your head to your succession plan, we are your resource.
Got you. So how does someone get involved? It's like just a membership or?
Yes, so the chamber, we are a membership organization. We are a non-separatist organization.
What does that mean?
Meaning that we include everybody.
Okay.
So we are the Dallas Black Chamber, and you know, Black businesses is, you know, number one, but Black employees, Black executives, companies that employ Black people. We are here for all of them. super easy to join our website, www.dallasblackchamber.org. Membership levels are based on the size of your company.
Okay.
Super easy to get involved. We have a lot of things going on. We just finished our Black Business Boot Camp in the month of March, which was women-led in honor of Women's History Month, which was awesome. We had some powerhouse women on that boot camp, and just excited for more programming. It's really important for us millennial entrepreneurs and executives to get involved because we're next.
Right.
The Chamber's been around for going on 95 years, and we're going to be the ones to carry it another 95 years. So we need to know what's going on. We need to know what your business needs. Things are changing.
For sure.
And the way the Chamber has operated in the past may not necessarily be how it should operate in the future, but we don't know unless there are people involved and people being active and voicing the things that they actually need.
Gotcha. So how did you become the vice president, Ms. Brandon Hanson?
Well, I moved back to Texas in 2016 and was, trying to find ways to get involved, and stumbled up on, I think, their social media page, and I was like, well, there's nothing here, so let me reach out. This is that opportunity for me to, hey, I could do this for the Chamber, and you all plug me in. Like, I just want to get involved and know what's going on. Matt Houston is the man, in DFW as far as connecting you to the right people, especially at the right time. Joined the Chamber as a member and started volunteering, and then I joined the board, where I got really active and I had my hand on pretty much every project that we were doing in some form or fashion. And in 2020, at the top of 2020, before the world shut down, I really rethought about my position. I was working at a very large nonprofit in Fort Worth at that time, and I felt like my talent would be better served for my people. And I reached out and was like, I want to come on full time. Like, I have something to offer, and let's make it happen. And so we've been rocking and rolling ever since. That's what's up.
That's why it's important to shoot your shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot that
shot. My shot is still crispy. Okay? I haven't played ball in many years, but that shot is still there.
That shot's impeccable. So I tell people, man, you gotta get that percentage up.
Right.
Gotta shoot more, man. I don't know why people are afraid, to shoot their shot. The worst thing they can tell you is no, but if you don't ask, it's gonna be no anyways.
Yeah, and mentally, no sounds bad, but no just means next opportunity. Who I'm going to ask next?
Exactly.
Somebody's going to say yes.
Oh, somebody got to. Especially if you're doing your due diligence and out here being active. Eventually, you're going to get that yes, and that's going to fuel the next opportunity.
Absolutely.
So, as a brand enhancer, I feel like a lot of people need branding. I'm sorry. I've been seeing a lot of businesses out here. I'm like, man, they have a great idea, product or service, but the branding isn't there or the marketing isn't there. People just don't know about it. All right. So when you step in, what do you do for brands? How do you help them?
First, we identify who you are or who your brand is. Personal branding, business branding, who are you? And who are you talking to? And I think that's a part that a lot of people skip. We think that we have a product or a service that is solving a problem, but it's not solving a problem for everyone. You have to figure out who you're talking to. And then that'll shape your branding from there. What platforms you're going to use, how you're going to communicate with these. Generationally, how do you communicate with these? You don't talk to millennials the same way that you talk to baby boomers. So I'm there to help you identify all of that and really hone in on the big picture. I'm a big picture person. I like to, what's your end goal? And let's work backwards. And figure out how to get you there.
Awesome. So what would you say is the most difficult part for somebody starting off with branding? What is that main hurdle they always get stuck on or can't jump over?
Really being honest with who they are and knowing that you can't serve everybody. That's the hardest part. But my product is good. My service is good. It is good and it is great. but it's not good and great for everybody.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you think people should have more of a niche target than a broad target, or does it work in certain cases?
Certain cases, different things. You know, I have someone that I'm working with that's starting a healthcare company.
Okay.
And they're millennial. Healthcare, of course, is needed by everybody,
Right.
but who are you talking to? World's crazy right now. You want to talk to us about getting vaccines because we're millennials and we're traveling, so you have to tailor your messaging to those people that you're talking to. So that has been probably the most difficult thing, but once people get over that hurdle, it's excitement because
Right.
now they know, okay, I have an audience, I have a clear message now.
That's important.
And they're ready to get rolling.
That's important. I remember when I was stuck, I'm like, man, I don't know why. I feel like I have a dark cloud on me. And then once I figured out exactly who I was talking to, it just opened up the door, like the floodgates.
And then it feels like more people come.
Right.
But now you're talking to those specific people. It's like telephone, word of mouth. That's still the biggest marketing tool to me. Is word of mouth.
That's a cosign. So speaking of word of mouth, so you help so many people. You help men, you help businesses, entrepreneurs, creators. Who was the first person that cosigned you?
I would say my mentor, Ms. Deborah Bose. She is the founder of Women Called Moses Domestic Violence Coalition. I met that lady one day and we cried, laughed, probably sang and hugged and everything in that first meeting. And since then, she has just been so supportive, plugging me in with whoever.
Right.
The first Mens Brunch, I believe like 2 of our panelists came from her funding. She's just always been a connector and always looking to pour into me. Even with her wanting to move on to other endeavors, she values me as a resource to her too, in the branding space. So it is a mutually beneficial relationship, as all your relationships should be. But I appreciate her so much for just, you can do it. Stop crying and go do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and to tie things up, I'm gonna ask you a question. I feel like everybody wants to know, but people are afraid to ask. Okay, so you've been on multiple sides of the business sector, right? How do people get funding on a small scale or on a larger scale for the business? What are things they should be doing? How should they set their up to be able to accept funding, nonprofit or for profit? Just give us a couple ideas, gems, tips, you know what I'm saying? Money talk. Give some,
we like that.
Yeah,
where the money resides.
Yeah, because if you don't make money, it's a hobby. It's not a business.
Right.
Right. So.
First and foremost, having all your paperwork in order.
Okay.
As we saw with the pandemic and like the PPP loans and things like that, it was a whole big thing that Black people weren't getting money, and a lot of it was because we didn't have the proper paperwork and things in place. And if you don't know what you need, find someone that does.
Right.
Dallas Black Chamber. We're here to help you with that. And again, not being afraid to shoot your shot. Right now is the time for us to really go out and make things happen. Organizations, banks are freely giving money out to people who are solving social problems. So just opening yourself up for opportunity and also being positive.
Right.
That always speaking those things into existence. 2020 was, even with the pandemic, was an amazing year.
It was great.
For some of us.
You're right.
And it really made me realize that your tongue is it. It will lead you to the doors, to the people that you need to meet. So I would say get your paperwork in order. Shoot your shot.
All the time.
And be positive.
Be positive.
Yeah.
Paperwork, shoot your shot, and be positive.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get out of here, any motivation you want to give people outside of shoot your shot? That's my favorite one, shoot your shot.
Yeah.
So you got to give somebody something else. So a quote, affirmation, or just something you live by to motivate the people that are out here to keep getting it?
Well, my favorite thing to say is to mind your business.
True.
And I mean in all aspects.
Right.
Be aware of who you are and what you're doing. Mind the business that pays you. Focus on yourself and the people that are supporting you.
You're right.
Yeah.
People be trying to get attention over there, but that's not the people that's feeding you right now.
Yeah.
You gotta know that.
You got to find your tribe.
Find your tribe.
Yeah.
And that's from Jade Tinner. Please leave us with Instagram, website, or any upcoming events people need to tune into, tap into. Do you have a date for upcoming Men's Brunch yet? Definitely want to talk about that.
Upcoming Men's Brunch coming in August to Dallas.
Okay.
And we got some other cities.
Yeah, other cities. Taking on a tour.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey.
We're going big time this year.
Okay.
I'm
I'd
super
love to see
excited
it.
about it. But to contact me, all of my social media handles are at @I am_Jade Tinner.
Okay.
My website, jadetinner.com.
Okay.
Dallas Black Chamber, it is as it is, Dallas Black Chamber on all social media platforms. Our website, www.dallasblackchamber.org. We are ready to connect. Yes. I'm ready to connect and make things happen. Dallas is really the next Silicon Valley of the South, and it's time to tap in.
I see it. Yeah. I'm about to tap in before y'all come over here and try to steal some of that light and shine. So appreciate y'all watching. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Man, let's show up and show out for the Men's Brunch in Dallas in August. And when she posts with other cities, you guys that are in other cities, tap in as well. We co-sign Jade Tinner, and we're out. Peace.
Hey guys, what's good? Thanks for supporting COSIGN Magazine by watching this video. If you really enjoyed this content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share.